Hi, I'm Josh Strecker. I'm a solutions architect at T1V, and the purpose of this video is to help you understand some of those features of ThinkHub that really set us apart from others. You might be familiar with some of the basic features of ThinkHub, things like wirelessly connecting to ThinkHub. For example, my laptop here is wirelessly connected to ThinkHub using our T1V app. The T1V app, of course, is a free download. There's no user licenses, and it's agnostic in regards to operating systems. So it's good for Windows, Mac, iOS, and Android. And this, of course, allows people to engage and collaborate with ThinkHub regardless of where they are, really taking away the barriers to collaboration in regards to geography. You might also be familiar with our whiteboards. There are built-in whiteboards to every ThinkHub. You can have multiple whiteboards up. And of course, just like any other window, you can pinch and zoom any one of those windows. You can draw on them. And then any window within ThinkHub, with just the touch of a button, you can make it go full screen and then come back out. And finally, we have built-in browsers. So there's ways you can search the internet, whether it's a YouTube video you want to show or something from Google Drive or Office 365. So those are some of the basic functions of ThinkHub that you may know about. And so what I want to talk about are some of those features you may not know about, or those things that can really help you get set apart from the other competition and to make the experience for your customer more robust. So as we talk about these 5 things, we're going to kind of explain how these work really well in places like boardrooms, large conference rooms, innovation spaces, experience centers, large training rooms, life sciences. There's a lot of applications, but we're going to get to that here next. We're going to look at how multi-site can be a real game changer. And the purpose of multi-site is to connect up to 10 separate ThinkHub canvases into one simultaneous canvas. So why might this be important? Well, we have found that in a lot of different cases, in particular with operation centers, NOC, SOCs, EOCs, for training opportunities, for company-wide meetings, those kinds of places where people are in different locations, but they need to be able to annotate and collaborate on the same content. And that's very simple to do. Here I am at one ThinkHub device. This is a separate ThinkHub device, but we're going to connect them through multi-site. So I merely need to touch on multi-site to begin a session. And I could start a new session over here, but I'm going to join the session that's already in progress over there. So I'm going to join. And now any content that I bring up into this canvas is going to be seen over here. So you'll notice I'm bringing in a hardline input. I'm pinching and zooming on that. And whatever I'm doing over here is going to be seen in real time on the other device. So multi-site, again, up to 10 different ThinkHubs can connect, and there can be any, it could be 2 and 2 and 4, whatever the kind of combination is, but up to 10, multi-site. We're going to be looking at our dock feature now. So you may be familiar with mirrored outputs, essentially having one video feed being mirrored to another display or video wall somewhere in the room. And that's what we're showing here. But what we want to focus on is dock. And dock is taking one piece of content, a window, something else within the ThinkHub interface, and mirroring or docking that. So for example, I might be on a Teams call or a Zoom call, and I want to see my remote participants in my gallery. And I'd like that image to be persistent. Well, through dock, I merely need to touch a button. Now that window is going to be in a docked display. So even if I move around the canvas, that's persistent there. And I can go back and forth to different things to highlight there and keep that persistent. So imagine you're in a higher education environment and you're a faculty member who wants to put an equation or the class syllabus or anything really and keep it up so that students can see those at all times until the faculty member wants to change it. They can do so through dock. Also, you can have up to 4 separate dock feeds going at any given time. We're going to be talking about different ways that ThinkHub, 2 specific ways, can ingest content. And that's going to be hardline inputs and IP camera integration. The first way is hardline inputs. You might have heard about this before, but it allows end users to be able to bring in any HDMI content, whether 1080p or 4K, into ThinkHub as a piece of content to engage with. For instance, I have a Hardline input here that is a Windows laptop showing a PowerPoint presentation. I can have up to 32 1080p Hardline inputs with HDMI feeds coming in. The second way is IP camera integration. So we have found that there are a number of manufacturing customers, there are highway safety, any place where somebody needs to see a live camera feed that is over an IP stream, we can bring that in as a piece of content just like you saw with that Hardline input. And the way I'm going to do that here is I'm accessing these cameras, and what we're doing is we're accessing some generic content that's on the web. So I'm going to bring up something like this lighthouse. This is the inside of a lighthouse. This is a pet ranch where you can watch your doggies doing their thing. And then finally, there is this bridge that we found that's a live feed. But imagine that these camera feeds could be for DOT, traffic control, for sheriffs, police offices, lots of different ways that you can use IP camera integration, but it's yet another feature that sets us apart from others. We're going to be looking at saving canvases. Everything within the ThinkHub interface, all different kinds of content, exists in what we call our canvas. Well, what if you have a canvas that you're creating and you want to access it at another time? Perhaps you are a faculty member who wants to preload some different classes that you're teaching, or you want to get a sales presentation done ahead of time and preload all that content. Well, you can do that within the canvas. It's called saving the canvas, and I want to demonstrate that now. So, for example, if I want to change some of this content and I'm drawing on different things, and perhaps I'm going to want to change the background theme, and I want to save this, I can do so by choosing to save it. Note as well that you can password protect this. So if there is confidential information, say you are a professional sports team and you're doing a draft war room, getting ready who you want to select, and it's a very top secret, well, you can do that. You can password protect. I'm not going to do that here, but I'm just going to go ahead and save this session. And now when I'm done, I can end the session without worrying about losing this content because I've saved it. So walk away, come back whenever the next day is that I want to engage with this. And now I merely go to that same piece there where I can do the canvas, and I'm going to open it up. And as you'll see, it's going to come back exactly as I left it with all of my annotations, with that same background color and all of that. So that's saving canvases within ThinkHub. And we're going to be looking at ThinkHub Cloud. You may be familiar with ThinkHub Room, which is where a ThinkHub system is connected to a large format display or a video wall. That's a great interface, great way to engage with our collaboration solution. But what if you don't have access to that room or that ThinkHub? Perhaps one of your colleagues has booked the room the whole day, but you still want to collaborate and you still want to use the feature set of ThinkHub. That's what ThinkHub Cloud does. ThinkHub Cloud allows you to engage with canvases through a secure cloud server. It has all the feature set that ThinkHub Room does. I can put PDFs and engage with PDFs. I can engage with web browsers. I can even bring things in from my own personal Google Drive account or Office 365, whiteboarding, notes, all of those things. And not only can I do that through my personal computer, but I can also invite other people to join me. I can give them editing or viewing access. And what that allows us to do is not only collaborate in real time, synchronously, but it also allows us to engage and collaborate asynchronously if we're not on the same time zone. So one of the aha moments with ThinkHub Cloud is, although this is in a secure cloud environment, if there is a ThinkHub room that is accessible to me or part of the ecosystem that I'm involved with, I can take my secure cloud canvas, and in the same way that I would connect using our T1V app, I can send this canvas to a ThinkHub room device just by clicking a button. So now all of the content that you're seeing here can be seen in the ThinkHub room experience as well. So one of the use cases that we found is for higher education. Imagine that you are a professor and the room that you are teaching classes in is booked all the time. You can create your classes, all of those assignments, through a ThinkHub Cloud canvas and then walk into the room and send your canvas up seconds before your class starts. It also allows you to do last-minute changes. I want to add such and such a PDF. You don't have to wait to get in the room. You can do it through the ThinkHub Cloud canvas. That's ThinkHub Cloud. Believe it or not, ThinkHub can do a lot more than what we've looked at today. But my hope is that some of those features that distinguish us from competitors, things like MultiSite, Dock, the ability to save canvases for persistency, being able to bring in hardline inputs and access IP cameras, and then finally the ThinkHub Cloud solution. I hope those will give you a better understanding about how we can bring value to the different opportunities that you have with your customers. For more information, you can always visit T1V.com.